we checked our register, we realized that this week, quite unusually, we don't have any anniversaries or birthdays being celebrated this week. So what I will do is take the opportunity to ask if there's any members who would like to indicate their birthdays or anniversaries, and especially our guests visiting Kiwanians, if there's anybody who is joining our meeting who has a birthday that they would like to share, so we can celebrate it with them. Let me start with birthdays first. Is there anybody who is celebrating a birthday this week? Anniversary, special event, occasion?
Yeah, VP Stephen, just to mention, if my dear wife was still alive, we would have celebrated 41 years of marriage yesterday.
Okay.
She's in heaven looking down on us.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
so Melvin from CSO 23 Central Online. Saturday would be my 34th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To you, yourself and your lovely wife.
Thank you.
Mm.
Anybody else celebrating a special occasion? Okay, if not, I will pass it back to you, DLG Willie, to continue with the program.
Thank you, VP Stephen. At this time, we're going to have the director's report. And I'm going to invite President Newton to give us an overview of the committees that he oversees. Over to you, President
Okay,
Newton.
thank you, DLG Willie. Let's my overviews are going to be short because they're still I've still yet to receive some of the reports. But let's start with the most recent one first, and that's with fundraising. As is known, we had our annual fundraising ball on Saturday, December 3 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. It was from all indications so far that we have not finished tallying up the figures, but we figure it was a success. Those who came really enjoyed the evening. It was Fab Five and Jen Myers in Cabaret. And it was an evening well spent. But they, as I said, they will do the tally to see if we have actually made the profit that we really wanted to make. We have to say thank you to the committee that actually organized and pull it through. I mean, it was a big effort and they really came through. Special thanks to Chairman, or special shout out to Chairman Siddiqui, who went all out to make sure that, and it's helpful to point out that Chairman Siddiqui is one of the newer members of the club, but he really went out and made sure that it happened, and it was a resounding success from where we sat. So thank you to the committee on that. As for service leadership program, DP Chris is not here to give his report, but I know because I was a part of a meeting at DLG Willie's house in recent weeks. And there, I know that there, I don't have the exact information, but I know there are a lot of plans in place to bring back like the debating competition and the walk to Hollywell, all of that. As a matter of fact, Sir Ralston Nunes at that meeting threw out a challenge to the members of that committee to say, don't keep looking in your rearview mirror in terms of what we have been doing. You need to make your mark. You don't need to be saying this is what we did 40 years ago, so you're still going to be doing it. You need to make your mark. You need to come up with some new ideas and some new programs so you can say, this is what we have brought to Kiwanis. And I think the committee members took it very well. You could see the excitement buzzing when he threw it out. And so I'm pretty sure that in terms of service leadership programs and the youth service, we are going to be seeing some new and different ideas coming forward pretty soon. In terms of membership growth and retention, I would, at this point, I see DLG Stan Dunwell online. So I would, sir, if you could assist me there, because I know you know membership growth and retention off the tip of your fingertip. So if you could help me out there. DLG Stan?
I need to turn down the TV.
We know you're extremely busy. You're actually working tonight. I know that you can't give us numbers from today. You don't have them, but you do have numbers.
Okay, DLG Stan will be back with us.
You may unmute. You may unmute DLG Easton. You're muted right now, so yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you muted yourself when you were muting the TV, DLG.
No, I was the one who did it.
Okay,
Yeah, he did it, and
okay.
back now. There are prospective members to be processed, but during this first quarter, the chairman was very busy with the Christmas ball, as you know, in a lot of ways. The committee, it was a very small committee, but we did the job. It was an enjoyable function on Saturday evening. We have a program magazine produced, and those who attended would have received, and the advertisers are going to get copies. But there are prospective members. I think there are about 3 prospective members. A meeting will be scheduled to interview them, and then they will be brought into the system very soon. That's where we are in membership growth. The orientation program was done in September last year, last administrative year. It would need very little upgrade for this administration, and that will be done later in the year. That's it so far. Thank you very much.
And I just want to point out DLG Stan that I'm just to bring attention to the fact that I hope I pronounce your name properly, sir. Andy Baptiste, he has been a faithful member at each and every meeting that we have had ever since he became interested. So
Candidate,
glad to see
not
that.
member, candidate.
Sorry?
A prospective candidate.
Right. Ever
Candidate.
since he became a prospective candidate, that's what I meant. Sorry. Ever since he
Yes.
became a prospective candidate, he has been present, I would think, at all of our meetings, if not more, most, if not all.
Very good.
All right. So that's it for my 3 committees, DLG, Willie.
Thank you, Newton. President Newton, I would just going back, just mention 2 things regarding just single out one person on at the ball, and that is our own chairman, Sadiq Blake. I had a most pleasant surprise this afternoon when he turned up at the house, and he gave me cash for 8 additional tickets. He has sold in total 16 tickets. I think it's very commendable. In addition, he has procured 2 ads. So I think we should give him a round of applause. I think he deserves one. Regarding the service leadership program, I believe VP Stephen may have something to add to those 3 committees, because I sent him the reports from the individual chairman. Feeling that I know 2 of the chairmen are on, they could probably add to that. I would just mention that following the board meeting last night, in terms of the Michael, CKI, we sent off their dues payment this morning for 22 members at $1,400. And in addition to Andy John Baptiste, the other member that I know of was recently submitted his application, is the past president of Michael's CKI, Joshua Brown. At this time, any questions from any member? Any questions on the three reports? If
My only question, dear Julie, in respect of Michael, is that KCAOK's contribution, or that was from Michael itself? Payment of the dues.
Majority would, we supplemented their dues. They paid for about 15 members, but they had 22 members, so we paid for 7 members. The minimum number to pay for is 15, but we paid for 22, so none of them fees left out. But they are ensuring that others do pay by the end of the month. At this time, then, I'm going to invite Vice President Stephen Gregg, if he would report on the 3 committees that he assigned to him, that he supervises. Over to you, VP Stephen.
Unmute, VP Stephen.
Yes, thank you, DLG Willie. Okay, you should be here.
Yes, I'm hearing you. We're here. I'm hearing you.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to report on the committees on which I have oversight to share with the members and our guests what the club has done for the month of November and the beginning of December. So first of all, I will talk about the club meetings committee. This committee is directors Kiwani and David Hall, and the chairman is DP Stuart Spencer. We had 5 meetings for the month of November, and we are happy to announce that the average attendance at a meeting of members was 22 members, and guests were 84. The 5 meetings included a meeting on November 1st, in which we had up and close and personal with 2 members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. There was Chairman Avion Shaw and Chairman Sadiki Blake. And we learned a little bit about the background of these 2 Kiwanians, which was very helpful in understanding their life story and what they can contribute to the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. On the 8th of November, we had a very special meeting where it was a Key Club role model meeting in recognition of Key Club Week. And as a special guest speaker, we had District Administrator Christopher Humber. He gave a very entertaining and heartfelt presentation to everybody who was there. And we had, in fact, a very large turnout. There were 196 members in attendance for that meeting. On the 15th of November, we had a special guest, Mr. Rory Banks of Simtai Consulting Limited, which is a cybersecurity firm of which Mr. Banks is the director. And he spoke to us on the topic of data security, which is very relevant to everybody at this time, as our phones and our laptops, both in work as well as in other fields of life that we're involved in. So it was a very insightful presentation on the 15th of November. On the 22nd of November, we had Professor John Paul Clark, who is a professor of aerospace engineering and engineering mechanics at the University of Texas in Austin, and who was recently appointed to the NASA Advisory Council. He was our guest speaker and shared his life story as well, breaking it down as to why he enjoys flight and engineering and how he has got to where he is now in the aviation industry. On the 29th of November, we had our games evening. All the previous meetings were Zoom, and on November 29th, we had a face-to-face meeting at the Secretariat in which we had 11 members attending, and we had a guest from the Kiwanis Club of Barbican. So a fun evening was held by everybody, especially as a change from Zoom meetings to actual face-to-face meeting. We thank everybody, all our guest speakers who contributed to the meetings in November, as well as all of those who attended. For December, we have, again, a number of interesting meetings keeping with the season. We're already December 6th, so we're having the online Zoom business meeting today. But on the 13th, we're also going to have a Zoom meeting. That agenda will be shared with you in due course. It's to be determined. And on the 20th, as we go very close into the Christmas season, Division 23, that's East and Central, will be resuming their annual carol service at Hope United Church on Old Hope Road. And Kiwanis Club of Kingston will be therefore joining that annual carol service instead of having their own Christmas themed meeting. That's on the 20th of December. And as you might recall, because Christmas falls on a Sunday this year, Boxing Day will be celebrated on the Tuesday. So both Monday and Tuesday will be public holidays. And therefore, we have made a decision that we're not going to have a meeting on Tuesday, which will be Boxing Day. And we will resume our meetings, our first meeting in 2023, January. Also, to just make a final note, club meetings, is that the Key Role model meeting was very, very well attended. We had attracted the largest audience, as I mentioned, 196, and it was obviously bolstered by the strong showing of SLP members from St. Hugh's Key Club, who had over 50 members in attendance, and we thank them in particular for their attendance and for their active participation in that particular meeting. And that concludes the club meetings report. I'm hoping that the chairman of Human and Spiritual Values and Community Service or the directors available, they can give a summary. I received the reports, but I have not got a chance to go through it. So I think they will be best suited to speak on that area if possible. Not interclubbing, the interclubbing chairman or director line that they can share their report on activities in November.
All right, before we do that, VP Stephen, perhaps you may want to invite the chairman Chairman Zuri Johnson, who's on the call, to report on Builders Club.
Yes,
yes.
Chairman-
Andrew Burke on Key Club and Arsena Sawyers on Sir Michael CKI. And then I can help you out. I'll help you out with the HSV and Community Service Committee.
Okay. So do I go first or?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So
Good evening,
as it relates to the Builders Club, I had a meeting with our staff advisors. This meeting was on November 12th, and that allowed me to meet with three of our advisors. So coming out of that meeting, we have started to put plans in place for next year, starting in January with the launch of the Terrific Kids program. That's proposed for the weeks that January 16th to 27th. Builders Club Week is set for March 20 to 24. And during that week, we are hoping that the Tuesday would be a special meeting that focuses on our builders clubs. So we would use that meeting to celebrate with our builders clubs. April 17th to the 28th, we are proposing that time for the presentation for our Terrific Kids program. The oratorical contest between May 15th to June 30th, with applications running from April 2nd to the 28th. We're trying to revive one-day training for our Builders Club advisors. This will be done next year. A date has not yet been set. This is something that we're proposing that we are asking our Kiwanian brothers to come on board with, where we want to do an initiative where monthly, one of us, so we call it the Kiwanis Personality of the Month, where one of us will visit our Builders Club, one of their meetings, and we would talk with the children, either a career talk where we tell them about our profession and expose them to our profession, or just a general motivational talk to kind of see how we can boost morale, how we can help, and how we can continue to connect with our builders clubs. There is an initiative that is happening on the 9th of December. Now might be short notice for some people, but if you're able to assist, we'll be grateful for it. But our builders clubs are asking for our assistance in terms of donations. They're visiting a children's home in downtown Kingston, and they'd like our support in any way that we're able to. All right. So that's basically where we are now with our Builders Club.
Thank you, Chairman Zuri. VP Stephen, perhaps you may want to ask Key Club Chairman, followed by the CKI Chairman. Chairman Andrew, are you there?
Just say as you talk.
All right. Fellow Kiwanis and guests, I think we've lost Chairman Dr. Andrew Burton, but I just quickly report on the Key Club activities. Of course, we were very active during Key Club Week. At our Tuesday meeting during Key Club Week, we featured heavy involvement by SLP members with an address by Key Club Governor, District Administrator Christopher Humber, and renditions by members of our sponsor clubs. A special tribute to the faculty advisors was rendered from our committee. Our club supported Key Club Jamaica mass meeting held at the auditorium of Jamaica College. Present were the chairman as well as the secretary, the LG Willie. All our Key clubs have paid up their dues. We have one club which is still outstanding, and that is Kingston High, which is in a state of disorganization, but we're hoping that with the intervention of the district administrator, we can bring back Kingston High. Then in closing, most of our clubs are ready to go full speed into new club administrative year and academic year, which has recently begun. Our sponsor clubs have made good on their required dues payment for the coming year. Key Club Week was met with strong support from our clubs, starting with the district church service and the other events as reported before. Fellow Chairman, that's a report on the Key Club. Just to mention on the Circle K, we have one Circle K, that is Michael University College, CKI. They have been meeting fairly regularly on a Wednesday evening, and recently Lieutenant Governor-elect gave a presentation on protocol and parliamentary procedures, which was well received by the students. Most of them are university students, and they found it very interesting, very educational. So congratulations to Lieutenant Governor-elect Desmond. That basically covers our three arms of our service leadership program. There's one committee which I would just report on that is the purview is under the under Vice President Stephen Gregg. The director is Errol Hamilton, chairman is Alvian Shaw. Hanover Street Marie Atkins feeding program. A total 150 persons were served breakfast on November 19th. Of these, 116 received a box meal, while 24 received a bag of crackers each. All 150 received a large cup of porridge. It must be noted that the crackers and porridge were provided by the Marie Atkins Shelter. Present were DLG Winnie, Director Errol, VP Newton, Past Chairman Lowell, and Lieutenant Governor-elect Desmond. Kiwanis Club of the Barbican was represented by President Chantal, VP Jelon, and Kiwanis Anisha, Stashoy, Roy, and Alicia, and Joanna, and a guest, Aiden. Also present were members of the North Street Seventh-day Adventist Church. The meals were prepared by members of the North Street Seventh-day Adventist Church. Prior to the feeding, a short devotion was led by a member of the church. The project is done jointly with the Kiwanis Club of Barbican and the North Street Seventh-day Adventist Church. Church made its monthly contribution of $25,000, while Kiwanis Club of Barbican has put in their contribution for the first quarter, be October to December. Worship service for shut-ins. This project has been temporarily disconnected to COVID-19, and checks may reveal that the homes are still not ready to resume physical worship service. Donation of clothing items and new and used clothing will be delivered to the Salvation Army and the Marie Atkins Shelter during December. Delivery of newspaper discontinued. Jeff Madden continues to deliver Sunday newspapers to the Green Acres Nursing Home. The committee is going to find a replacement for past director Albert Scott, who recently passed away, who was responsible for delivering newspapers to the Safe Haven Home for the Aged. Coin collection that continues. Anybody who has any coins can get them to either the director, Errol Hamilton, or they can deliver them to me. A presentation will be planned to be made in December from the coins that we have received during the past 6 months. And lastly, a contribution of $5,000 was made to St. Jude Key Club to assist them with the painting the side roads and the pedestrian crossing on the campus. That is basically the report for human and spiritual values and community service. If there's no questions, anything further from VP Stevens? VP Stevens, anything else you want to add?
No, not at this time, DLG Willie. Thank you very much for assisting.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Most appreciated.
All right. The next item on the agenda would be the treasurer's report. But unfortunately, the treasurer has been tied up at office and is unable to report on the financial accounts for charity and administrative accounts for November. Or at the board meeting last night, I did report on the activities on those accounts during the month of November. On the charity account, they primarily had to do with the collection of funds for the ads, as well as ticket sales. And on the administrative account, the focus was on the collection of dues. In regards to the dues payment, as some of you are aware, that should be paid by the end of November as one of the criteria for distinguished club. However, plans are afoot. We have had a positive response from members to our appeal. Just today, we've had a number of members calling to say they'll make up their payments online between now and Friday. So hopefully by next week, we will have, if not sufficient funds, a good chunk of the funds so we can send out our dues to KI. If there are any questions on regarding the treasury report, a decision was, yes.
Not on the treasury report, but on one of the committee's report. On Christmas, traditionally we go to the Francis Ham and the Ozanan home. I have heard no mention of that. If that is still on, we usually invite other Kigonians to come and be with us because our choir has been dwindling both in numbers and in quality of the singing. And so we usually invite other clubs, particularly the ladies, to come and enhance that part of the program. Is that still on? And if so, have we started the preparations?
Yes, I spoke to Chairman Errol. In fact, that is on with the assistance of Past Director Eric. They are making contact with both administrators for the Ozenham Home and the Salvation Army for retired person. That will be taking place on the Sunday, 9 o'clock. Hopefully we can get details out to the members in the course of next week. And I agree with you, Past District Trustee Robinson, that here's an opportunity to invite other clubs. There are a number of members of other clubs that normally support us on that occasion. I can always remember DLG, Curtin Holman, always wanted an invitation. We are also doing, you speak about this Christmas caroling, we're looking at treats for 5 basic schools. Chairman Errol is speaking to the principals of some basic schools in order to do that project where we used to go and treat the children at these schools before they break up for Christmas. Just to report that, does that answer your question, Past District Trustee Robson?
Yes, DLG, sufficiently.
Thank you. We, in respect to the Treasury report, I just make a mention of a motion which was passed last night. The accounts for 2020, 2021 reflects a amount owing by the club to our benevolent fund. Of course, in the benevolent fund was a fund which was started by Past Director Leo Williams. A motion was passed by Director Delma that the funds be taken from the, whatever funds exist in the benevolent fund, and be taken and put into the administrative account so that we don't fall of the Charity Society in that regard. And the second one was that because of the pressure of work that the existing treasurer is under, we are looking around now for assistant treasurer that can assist him to prepare his monthly statements. So far as that, I will continue helping him in as much as I can, but we're looking for, so if there's anybody, particularly even a young Kiwanian who wishes to come on board to assist with the treasurer's responsibilities, we would be grateful. That covers the reports. Any questions? Certainly ask them at this time. Any other questions? Okay, there have been no other reports to mention. There are past Lieutenant Governor-elect, would you want to report on the Welfare Committee, which is current? Desmond?
My apology, DLG. I was out for a brief moment. I didn't hear your question.
Yeah, you may want to just say a few words in terms of the what our plans are for the Welfare Committee after our successful visit to
Okay,
Lloyd
thank
Davis.
you. Thank you, DLG. We visited distinguished President Lloyd Davis and past director Vernon Jones. It was on the 19th of November. They were happy to see us, really. It was a good moment, good evening spent, good fellowship. We had 6 Kiwanians with us. DLG Willie, past District Trustee Ralston, DP Jeff Mesado, DP Stuart Penster, and myself, yes. And we plan really to visit about 2 of our members per month. We realize that there are others there that would need the kind of attention, the visit, and we try and bring the club to them. So that is it so far, DLG Willie. I must say that the family members were very appreciative. We had fellowship, we spoke, and it was a good moment. So thank you. We'll continue with that for the rest of members who would need our help, our support, and for us to carry Kiwanis to their homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor-elect Desmond. I know that you'll be preparing a little schedule that will circulate among the members, those who are interested in visiting other shut-in members from at the beginning of the new year. Just one other little item that has to do with, I'm sure by now all of you know that the ECNC District Convention is being held in Quebec City from May the 18th to the 20th. And Kiwanis International Convention being held in Indianapolis from July 2023. I know the registration for District Convention is opening on 1st of January. To this extent, we have appointed a convention chairman, and that past District Trustee Ralston has volunteered to assist in that area along with the secretary. Fellow Kiwanis, at this time, there be no other questions. I think we have covered the reports. I will invite Chairman Zuri Johnson, Sergeant at Arms, for the night. Chairman Zuri.
All right, thank you, DLG Willie. So 'tis the season of giving and of sharing and caring, and we are all in that mood. And I know for some, it will be a Merry Christmas. There are persons who you might not celebrate Christmas. For some of you, this might be just a season for the wine. And for some, it might be for the charity. So I want to ensure that you are in the right mood, in the right face. I'm starting you off right. So I came prepared, but then I realized that our register does not mark the Sarge's birthday. So now the Sarge is extremely mad that everybody forgot that his birthday is Thursday. And so everybody will get a fine this evening of $500. Blanket
Whoa.
fine from the Sarge to start off your Christmas celebrations. Have a great season, everyone.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you. I'm
So,
exempted.
so Sarge, why didn't you take up the offer when you're invited to, to say who
Because
helped me out on a birthday?
that would spoil the fun of doing it now.
Okay. All right. Accepted.
VP Stuart, I think he didn't take up the offer because he gets more satisfaction finding us
Yes.
than correcting the mistake.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't blame him though. I can understand.
But the invitation was for other persons other than members of the club, if I'm correct.
That was really the intent, but that's not how VP Stevens said it. But that was the intent.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, regarding. Thank you, Chairman Zuri. I trust that you have made a note. All the members present this evening. Insofar as notices, I don't have any particular notice. I will just remind the chairman for membership growth that the Lieutenant Governor had sent an email out recently regarding the plans for membership growth. And he's asking if we could, he sent out a template which has been used by Kiwanis Club of Brantford in Canada. And asked that it be used as a guide. So at the next membership growth committee meeting, hoping we can develop that plan, which has to be within the next couple of weeks. At the same time, we'll have an interview committee along for the two new applicants. There is a fundraising meeting tomorrow, specifically to do with an overview of the past Christmas charity ball. It took place on Saturday, and we can look at it and look at it in detail. And that's at 5:30 at my house. And I was mentioned before on Tuesday, December 20th, we'll be taking part in the Division 23 Central and 23 East Carol service. In terms of inter-clubbing opportunities, I've noted two for Thursday, one with our own nation builders who meet at 6:30. I have been advised of who the guest speaker is, but I also know at the same time in the Kiwanis Club of North St. Andrew. Details will be circulated certainly by tomorrow. But just reminding those members on the Christmas Ball Committee that tomorrow evening at 5:30 we'll meet at my house for a postmortem and see how we have done financially. At this time, I will invite any visiting club, certainly Papine, if they have any announcements or any plans for Christmas where they'll be inviting us. Any visiting club have any announcements to make? Go ahead.
Yes, in terms
Go ahead,
of
Audrey.
Kiwanis Club of Papine, will be having a cake sale, Christmas cake sale. Cakes will be baked by our members of the club, and that will be a fundraising effort. And the prices are unresistible. There's 9-inch, and can't remember offhand the other size of cake, but the maximum price will be $2,500. Here it is, the 7-inch Christmas cake, $1,500, and the 9-inch Christmas cake, $2,500. You just make your request through the club, and we'll have the cakes delivered to you. Cheap like that. And I mean, she bakes extraordinary, extremely tasty Christmas cake. I can attest to that. So anyone who's interested, remember the 7-inch Christmas cake, $1,500, and the 9-inch Christmas cake, $2,500. She's not doing it for a profit. She's baking it from her pocket and selling the cakes on behalf of the club. It's not intended to make any
Very
sort
nice.
of profit for her.
Very nice.
Thank you.
IPP Audrey, can you just in the morning, if you have some time, just send me a flyer or just a little note so I can circulate it to the members on the WhatsApp group?
I will do that.
Thank you, Audrey.
Yes, you will. Okay, you're welcome.
Any other visiting club may have an announcement? President, you're DC, you have anything to say?
Just that, good night. Just that on the 12th, that's next week, I think Monday, we have our play. What if Christ were born in Jamaica? And it's going to be at 7 p.m.
Yes,
So the
I believe
link
the
is in the chat, and you, I invite you all to come out and enjoy this play.
It'll be a hybrid meeting.
Yes. And you'll see, you'll have surprises. Some of our members will be making their debut as actors and actresses. So please come on out.
Does that include our own Lieutenant Governor Desmond?
I will be silent on the matter.
Very much so, DLG.
Thank you, President RDC. Any other announcement?
You're most welcome.
And there be no other announcement, can I ask Chairman DP Stuart Spencer?
DLG, I may say quickly that 23 CSO will be having a Christmas treat for the Garden Town children, really in association with the Garden Town Citizens Association. And that's on Saturday, this Saturday, 9 o'clock, 9 to about 2 o'clock. And that's at the Garden Town Community Center.
Okay. Thank you. LGE Desmond. Over to you now, DP Stuart, thought for the week.
Thank you, DLG Willie.
AOB.
Go ahead.
Yes,
You have something to add?
yes. On my last visit to the Secretariat, I noticed that, the building need a little refurbishing, particularly the sign and logo of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. I am putting it on the agenda so that the club will take a look at it. I think it's a much more special project, even more than going to paint some other outside building. We need to let our own look good. And my second thing, sir, and this is for the Sarge, there's a new profile picture of IPP Paul Peart on Facebook. I think he should be fined for. Thank you.
I saw some pictures, but I don't think I saw the profile one. And maybe one thing that we should put on I forgot to bring it up at the board meeting last night, is that we need to do something about the AC. I don't know if we have a plan, but the AC in the main room needs to be repaired. Or I don't know if we can manage a new one if that is what the outcome of the repairs would be.
Yeah.
Okay, I go ahead with the thought.
Isn't that a new one, DP Stuart?
Yes, it's new relative to
Yeah.
like about a couple of years ago.
No, man, it was just a couple of months and then COVID hit. That's the one that
No, man.
Okay.
No, it was new from the year when
Maybe about 3 years now.
when Rupert Whittaker was president.
Okay.
That was when it was put in.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Two thoughts I have for you guys, for you ladies and gentlemen this week. The first one, not all storms come to destroy your life. Some come to clear your path. And that's a quote I understand that came from Buddha. So thanks to Buddha for that one. And here's another one. It's kind of words of advice. It's 4 things to always walk away from. Walk away from conversations that involve hate and gossip. Walk away from unnecessary drama. Walk away from people who put you down. And walk away from the table if respect is no longer being served. So those are my 2 thoughts. I call you President Willie for the night. Okay.
Thank you, DP Stuart.
DLG Willie.
Yes.
If I might before we close, sir. In any other business, I think since PDT Ralston has put it clearly that he wants IPP Paul to be fined for a picture on Facebook. I think we should all look at his ball picture, and the SARS should decide how much he's going to fine him for that one. He took up all the dancing floor for himself.
I will
Let me just say one other
thing.
Just let me, Art, sorry, I think you finished that point. Let me just say one thing. I'm going to log out and log back in because I think I see why I was not being able to share, sound. So I'm going to do it from now. LG Desmond, just remember to stop the recording, but don't close the meeting. I'm gonna log back in and hope that it comes in correctly. All right.